Hi guys, Elite Legionario here, bringing you a 1 vs 1 on the Winter War map for Medieval 2 Total War. I'll be in command of the forces of Scotland, and my opponent, Prestigex, will be in command of Milan. So, to outline my army, I have 4 units of noble pikemen, which are the best pikes available to Scotland and probably the second best in the game. Well, maybe not the second best, but one of the up there pikes. We've got 5 units of upgraded dismounted field knights that are armoured with plate armour, not the traditional chain. I have 2 units of these gallo glaciers, I believe it's how you say it. I think I'm saying that right. They are axemen, Highland style. I have 2 units of feudal knights on each flank and 2 units of male knights on each flank. I got a general's bodyguard, and I believe it was 4 Highland archers was my missile contingent. So this is my army, and my opponent's army. Let's see, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it was 5 units of Genoese crossbowmen, which are definitely better than my missile units. He's got a general's bodyguard, he's got some Italian spear militia, I believe, he's got 2 or 3 of those. He's got a couple of feudal knights, some men-at-arms, and a lot of pike militia, it appears. No cavalry though, so that's interesting. So I'm just going to use my archers to skirmish with them. I do have better range, so I'm going to make use of that. But overall his units are they're very hard to kill with that big shield on their back. And they're actually better than standard pubbies crossbowmen, and as you know they are very hard to defeat as a general rule in a straight up missile duelist using muskets, and even then they hold out really well. So this is going to be kind of tough. Here he makes an attempt on my archers with his funeral, his only cavalry unit. I wasn't that concerned about this because I thought, well I didn't want my men to get hit, but I knew I could intercept it with my own cav, and I was thinking that perhaps I'd be able to kill as many of his men as possible, and he pulls out of that and I don't follow him through. I want to shoot his back a little bit here and see if I can kill some of his cav, and I do manage to knock 1 or 2 off. I believe I've got 1 there and 1 there, and a 3rd one there, so I've got a couple of his cav, and he's going to strike my centre here, but I will come in with this side as well of my feudal knights. And I can't remember my other male knight here. I was trying to use him to kind of pick away at some of his archers, but I was probably a little too hasty in that, in all honesty. Male knights are actually just really standard, really standard, but they're still quite cool to use. Plus Scotland is not very powerful cavalry wise. It doesn't mean it's without any cav ability. You can still get like knights hospitallers, which are pretty good, but it's not the greatest. So anyway, I am skirmishing away with his missile units, a fight that really will probably be fairly even due to my better positioning and the fact that his men are so much better than mine in that capacity. So he's moving to position himself in this general area here. I believe he wanted to kind of come up here like this, but this map's giving me a slightly more favourable position, I think, so far. It's quite a cool map, some nice variety on it which I like. So here's some of his close-ups of his units. A lot of these don't look to have many upgrades, except for his pike militia. As you can see, here's some of his feudal knights in here. Here they are here. As you can see, they're chainmailed, so that means they have no upgrades. Here is some dismounted men-at-arms, which are a sort of Italian sword unit. Needless to say, some of the Italian units can be pretty good. So I'm going to bring my gallo glaciers down here, basically just to see how mixed up his a lot of his crossbowmen are. I just want to try and engage them and force them so I can basically get my cav in, because he keeps really using his cav to deter me, and it's a smart move. But by this means I can pin him down. But I'm not sure why I stopped here. That was not a good idea at all. And here this is not the best charge either. But now I shouldn't have put my cav in like this. But this causes quite a lot of disruption in his line. At this point I should have been rushing much sooner. I am rushing, but not fast enough. But I mean, the idea was to cause him to kind of just be chaotic and have no time to form up, and basically give my archers plenty of firing options. And make openings for my cav. And as you can see, I'm swinging these two calves around his flanks, which is forcing him to leave a lot of his pikes out here, which means the rest of his men will be quite a lot easier for my infantry. So here I attempt to get into his bowman, but I didn't do a very good job of it. So I'm moving my men up here, and the idea was to just pin as many of his forces on my 4 units of noble pikemen, and then basically go around the flanks with my 5 units of feudal knights. You can kind of use Scotland like phalanx factions from Rome, sort of. They can be useful, but they're not got nearly as good defense against arrows and other missile units. So I'm going to try and get round behind him again, just sort of encircle him to a certain extent, pull some archers out to the side here, and come in from the front here with some, and just sort of just generally encircle him. He's very clumped up here, and he has to play an extremely defensive game, and his generally crossbow is a good option to do so. But I just want to try and encircle him and come in from multiple angles basically. So I'm going to charge here because I'm seeing that my pikes are going to take a lot of casualties otherwise if I hang around too long. I need to pin him down and then outflank him. So I'm sending these 2 around this way, and I'll send these 2 around this way, and I'll keep this one in the middle for support to my central forces just in case they need it.
We need to act.
And this basically, my archers are safe from any of his attacks basically. And my pikes are just a lot better than his, a lot better. So here I get my gallow gliders into the flank of his men-at-arms. I don't think the feudal knights and men-at-arms, they seem to be winning at the moment, but that's probably just due to the charge. But overall I don't think they would win this fight. Although they could win it, but I'd be more inclined to give the victory to swords units. But they're doing a good job of holding up a very important and probably the most powerful part of the infantry line. And while this is happening, he has his pikes here, and I catch them before he actually gets them down. But I realised quickly that was a pike unit, so I got very lucky there that I actually hit them when they didn't get pikes down. But I also got my general unit into the back of his men here, which causes a nice rout, and I'm outflanking him over here as well with my dismounted feudal knights. As you can see, I've pinned him along his line with the noble pikemen and outflanked him. And now I'm just hitting his flanks, and now I'm bringing this unit of feudal knights all the way around. And my cav is doing rear strike, and I'm trying to kill his general here as well with my feudal knights, although his general's actually coming out on top of that one.
Only half the enemy. And
I do manage to cause some serious routing in the centre here with my cav. And I think I temporarily forgot about this unit. Over here the fight's still going his general's way, but a lot of his units are now completely exposed to cavalry strikes, and as you can see his line's buckling in several places now, multiple places actually, and I'm starting to win quite handily here. So some nice close-ups of Scottish and Italian troops duking it out. So here his general tries to get into me. I just turn my pikes around to intercept that. And I do believe I have a cavalry unit way up there. I'm not sure what I was aiming to do there. But basically my opponent had a very defensive army. He tried playing defensively, but I just wanted to use my cav to rush him and things like that, to force him to have no option to form up and be defensive, and then I just sort of encircled him, was the aim of this particular battle. And it came off pretty nicely. His general was holding there for a very long time. Look at him swinging over there like a madman. And finally he goes down in a very glorious blade, and he's going to get hammered and angled by my other end of cav. And that's pretty much the end of my opponent's Milanese army. But it was a good game to Prestigex. Interesting army build he brought. Certainly a capable one. Genoese crossbowmen, you've got to be very careful of them. They're very good and can be very tough to defeat. But Scotland's pretty good infantry-wise, although it's certainly not the best faction in the game, in my opinion. But it's still quite capable. But I wouldn't really say that any faction in Med 2 is not capable. They're more, it's on a whole scale, it's more sort of balanced that way than Rome, in my opinion. But that's a clear victory. I did have, I don't know, sort of maybe 150 more men than him. I lost 344. and I killed 684 and I captured 253, so that totals me up around 900. And he killed 361 and captured 14, so just sort of about 370 odd. And there's the statistics, 25 for my general, 23 captured for a total of 48 or so. Feudal Knights, they didn't really inflict, this one didn't actually do well at all. It got shot up a lot, and that's what I mean. Generally, crossbowmen are pretty bad, but I mean, not pretty bad, they're pretty good rather, but they can do a lot of, they cause a lot of disruption though, so it was worth it. This one only took 5, but it caught 43, so it's kind of like getting 48 or so. Noble Pikemen, 32, 38, 17. They took probably more casualties than they inflicted, or came off pretty even, but they did capture a few as well, so that counts. The Mailed Knights, however, 127, this one did very well, 57 captures, so that one's probably got the most kills out of anything. The Galo Glaciers, they did pretty good for a two-hander unit. They're not the best two-hander unit out there either, but if you use them flankingly and just disruptions, I think they can be pretty good while you form up your rest of your line. Feudal Knights, 73, pretty standard, apart from that unit. Didn't take many casualties, didn't inflict many. This one did pretty well. Highland Archers, I have to say, did very well though. Overall, 3 of them got into the 60s. This one only got 20, but they did a very good job. But that Mailed Knight appears wins the game here. But anyway, good game to Prestigex. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you soon next time.